We are back with a brand new video. What is good, Heat Nation? In today's video, we're going to be talking about one of the biggest X factors for the Miami Heat in their pursuit of a championship for the 2022-2023 season, and that would be Tyler Herro. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe, comment down below, and go check out my second channel and my Twitter. Links will be in the description. Let's get right into it. Now, we are in the period of the off season where it is honestly very, very dry or dead. You know, most of the big names have already kind of either been signed or been traded. Not many big names are really available. Free agency market is very dry. The best free agents available are guys that are going to be rotational / bench players. So basically, the offseason is coming to a close. We are over a month away from the NBA season starting, and a lot of people, content creators, analysts are starting to formulate standing predictions, rankings, all-star predictions, award predictions. They're all starting to do all that. By the way, if you guys want to go check that out, I will be dropping videos on standing predictions, award predictions, all-star predictions on my second channel. So stay tuned for that. Do not miss a video. Hit the subscribe button. But we are in the very dull period of the offseason. And the season is about to start, like I said, in just over a month. But we do have to talk about a couple of things Miami Heat related. I have to admit, this has not been the most eventful offseason for me to talk about Heat basketball. I've kind of been clutching at straws, and sometimes, here and there, just like trying to, come up with video ideas that I think a lot of you guys would love. Because honestly, it's been a very boring offseason if you're a Heat fan. Apart from drafting Nikola Jovic, re-signing a couple of our guys, losing out on PJ Tucker, we have not really been in the news in as far as free agency, and most of the news has been hypothetical trade scenarios for Kevin Durant and Donovan Mitchell. Both of them are now off the board, and I think we're now in the period where this is probably going to be most likely the roster heading into training camp, heading into the beginning of next season, and we're going to have to enjoy / put up with the roster that we have right now until the trade deadline. Now, like I said, Tyler Herro is the topic of today's video because I think he is one of the most crucial X factors as far as where this team goes next season. Now, obviously, Tyler Herro was subject to a lot of trade rumors, and he was put into a lot of trade packages by Heat fans, NBA fans, analysts. Everyone was putting Tyler Herro into trade packages over this offseason because the Heat were linked with two of the biggest, stars out there, Kevin Durant and Donovan Mitchell, and it was basically a foregone conclusion that if the trades were to be made with the Heat for either of those players, Tyler Herro would be involved and probably the star asset of the trade. Even though the Brooklyn Nets wanted Bam Adebayo, the Heat stood firm on the fact that they were not going to give him up. So Tyler Herro was subject to most of the trade rumors and most of the offseason rumors from Heat fans particularly, but also from other NBA fans and analysts as well. Now, after the whole Donovan Mitchell saga and KD saga basically exhausted itself, he tweeted something about keep that same energy, hinting that the fans, who were, bashing him and saying that, he's not worth whatever the Heat are about to pay him, or whether he should be traded or whatnot, like criticizing him, blah blah blah. He said keep that same energy, and he is, according to his tweet, is ready to prove people wrong. Now, this is not the first time Tyler has made bold statements. He made this, a couple of statements last year, talking about how he wants to be viewed in the same conversation as Luka Doncic, Trae Young, John Morant, and other, young stars, up-and-coming stars. And when he said that, he was subject to a lot of, criticism, people ridiculing him for this take, because he was coming off of, in what people what the majority of the people deemed a pretty disappointing sophomore season, ending in a very disappointing exit, first round sweep in the playoffs where he played poorly. So it was very bold of him to, make these statements last year itself, but he did back up his play on the court, especially in the regular season where he won the Sixth Man of the Year award, averaged 20 to 21 points per game off the bench, was even, he even had Heat fans campaigning for him to be an all-star. He had a good season. In the playoffs, obviously there were some struggles. Some of that was due to injuries. Some of that was just due to a lot of the defenses keying in and focusing in on him more, and he was not really able to react to it as well as we would have hoped he would do. So it was an adjustment in the playoffs. But after his disappointing playoffs. And in most parts, in the Hawks series, he had a couple of games where he was good, but most part, DeLon Wright was all over him. Philly series, same thing. Boston series, he was basically injured in and out of the lineup, did not play in games 5, 6, or 7. And it was just a tough playoffs for Tyler overall. And after that, a lot of Heat fans were criticizing him. They were saying, trade him, this, that, and the third. And listen, I've always been consistent on Tyler Herro. I think he has the potential to be one of the best players that we have in our league. Not top 10 or not top 15. I'm talking about an all-star, caliber player, which is one of the best players in the league. If you're an all-star caliber player, you're one of the best players in the league. I'm not saying he's going to be elite. I'm saying he can be an all-star in the future. But I was also pretty vocal by saying that if a trade for Kevin Durant or Donovan Mitchell is, in the works, he has to go. And I think a majority of the people agreed with me in saying this. I think a majority of the people had the same opinion. Only like the Herro stands were like, no, we got to keep him. And there were people forcing conversations that did not need to be forced. People were talking about how we did not need to trade Herro because, he's younger than Mitchell. He could be better than Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell is a lot better than Tyler Herro right now. And I don't really see Tyler Herro ever overtaking Donovan Mitchell until Donovan Mitchell gets older and starts declining, because Donovan Mitchell is just, I think his game is at a whole different level. And it's because not only can he create his own shot from the perimeter, his athleticism is far surpasses Tyler Herro's. But we don't need to get into that. We all know Mitchell's better than Herro. But the reason why he's such a big X factor is he did not get traded this season, and he is most likely going to be on this team. He's most likely going to be extended, and we're going to need him to play a big part. Whether he's starting, he's already expressed that he wants to start. The thing is, whether he's starting or coming off the bench, we have to be, as Heat fans, we all need to expect Tyler Herro to take a jump. And the reason is, okay, we did not get Donovan Mitchell, and Tyler Herro is saying keep that same energy. Tyler Herro, you have to show us that you can be as good as Donovan Mitchell. Forget Luka, Trey, Ja. These guys are on a whole different planet. Donovan Mitchell is worse than these three players. And if you want to show that you're worth, what you think you are, you have to ball out and you have to come with it. I'm talking 24 points per game at least if the Heat want to be, a championship, not just a contender, because I think we're a contender right now, but if they want to be cemented in that upper echelon tier of teams, they need a consistent second option. That is the biggest hole in this Miami Heat team, is they do not have a consistent second option. As good as Bam Adebayo is, I do not know how much you can trust a center who's not really predicated on scoring the ball first. I don't really know how much you can trust him as a second option. I've always viewed Bam as a complementary third piece, maybe a second piece, but I've never viewed him as your second leading scorer on a team. I've always seen him as like a Chris Bosh type player, 20 and 10, maybe 5 assists. Tyler Herro needs to be that scorer because he takes a lot of shots. He takes a ton more shots than Bam does. And he is a perimeter player. It's a lot easier for him to get 20 points than it is for Bam because his shot, his shot palette is a lot more, it has a lot more variety than Bam's. Bam's is more in the paint, mid-range jump shots. We have not really seen him take any threes yet. So I'm counting on Tyler Herro to be that second leading scorer if the Heat want to be successful, and he has to prove it. I'm fine with Bam Adebayo averaging 20, 10, and 5. I think those are stellar numbers for Bam. I'm not one of the guys who thinks Bam should be a 25, 26 point scorer. I think that's pretty unrealistic when you look at, what he came to the league as. He came into the league as a rim running big who can protect the rim, and what he's developed into since he came into the league has been nothing short of outstanding. And if he's the same player as he is right now throughout his career, it's going to be a successful, career for Bam. Tyler Herro came into the league as, he did have a reputation as a shooter, but he came into the league as a scorer, and we need him to score the ball. So the reason why the pressure is on Tyler Herro is because he is, I think, the most likely candidate to be the second leading scorer on this team, and we're going to need it, especially in the playoffs. You cannot fold in the playoffs like you did, in these last 2 years. You have to show up. You have to be able to show that you can handle double team better, traps better, blitzes better. When the defense is keying in on you, you have to show that you can react, improve your playmaking, improve your ball handling, definitely improve your defense. he has quite a bit to work on, but I think he can do it because he puts a lot of time into his craft, and I mean, he improved a ton last season. So do I have faith in Tyler Herro to be our second leading scorer? I have to say yes, because I think, you know, he's improved every single year. Obviously, the sophomore year was a slump, as people like to call it, but his statistics still improved. His third year last year was kind of his breakout season. He had an amazing third year, especially in the regular season. But in this fourth season, we're going to need a different level. And if he wants to live up to what he thinks he's going to be Devin Booker or whatnot, he said he compares himself to Devin Booker. Devin Booker, by his fourth year, was averaging 25, 5, and 5. We need Herro. I'm not saying Herro has to be Devin Booker. I'm saying Herro just has to take that next step and be our second leading scorer, which is why the pressure is on him entering next season. But that's where we're going to wrap up the video, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Go check out the description. I'll see y'all later as always. Peace.